All right, so before we get to the video, I know a lot of you probably clicked on this video because you saw the thumbnail and you just want to see the E Revo jump over the Mustang. Well, I will leave a link down in the description that goes straight to the end of the video so you can watch that whole section. It's all at the very end of it. I know that's all some of you guys want to see, but some of you do want to see everything between here and there. This is my 100th video. I worked really hard on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't mean for it to be so long. It is really long, but you know, if you want to sleep to the end, that's fine with me. But subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, and let's go ahead and get into my 100th video. Hey guys, so today's video is something very, very special. It is my 100th video that I'm going to be uploading to my YouTube channel. And that is crazy to me that I have made 100 YouTube videos, especially considering I never thought I was going to be a YouTuber. I didn't know I was going to do any of this. This is kind of accidental, and it is just wild to me that I have nearly 15,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. It's just, I don't know how to express my gratitude for you guys. I mean, just thank you guys for your support you've given to me throughout the years and through all my videos, the shares, the comments, the likes, the positive feedback. And I mean, I don't know how to thank you guys enough. Like, really just thank you guys. You know, it's been a wild ride for me. It's been absolutely crazy, and I want to give a special shout out to all my patrons. I've got 14 patrons on my Patreon, which, I mean, that's crazy to me that people have subscribed to my Patreon, because really, you know, people were asking me for ways that they can support the channel, and I said, hey, I'll throw up a Patreon and see what happens. And I got 14 patrons, and I can't, like, that's so unbelievable to me. That is so unbelievable to me that I have people supporting me like that. I just can't thank you guys enough. It really means the world to me. I just don't know. I don't know how to express my gratitude. I really don't. Just thank you guys so much. I guess the best way I can do it is just keep making videos that you guys want to see, keep producing content you want to see, and, you know, just keep doing my thing. I guess that's what you guys are here for, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. And today's video is going to be kind of a continuation of that. I wanted to do something special for my 100th video, and I asked you guys what you wanted to see. I put up you know, a post or whatever, and I asked on Patreon, and I asked you guys, and I had lots of great responses, lots of great ideas. I had some ideas that I think you guys would just try and troll me, and I didn't know what to do exactly, so I kind of made a video where I am going to do a lot of different things, and just really, I don't know how to describe it, but I will tell you what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take a look at my very first video that I ever filmed and put up on YouTube, and it only has 24 views, so you've probably never seen it. It's not on this YouTube channel, even though it is RC car related, and it's actually on my private channel. And so I am actually going to show it to you guys, and it'll be the first time that probably all of you have even seen it. If you guys have seen this video before, leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know that you guys have seen this video. So we're going to look at that one and talk about that for a little bit. I'm going to show you my very first RC car, my very first hobby grade RC car. You guys have seen the box. You have not seen the car itself. I'm going to show it to you, and I can't run it because it doesn't run right now, but I am going to show it to you guys. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and that's going to be pretty cool, I think. It's a car I've had for like 20 years. I've had it for a very long time, and so that'd be a really cool thing, I think. Then what we're going to do is I am going to talk about the channel for just a minute, because I had people asking me questions about the channel. So I'm going to talk about the channel for just a minute. I'm going to talk about me for just a minute, because there are a lot of you that have been asking to know more about me. So I'm going to talk about me for just a minute, and then I am going to go over my top 5 favorite moments from the channel. You guys were kind of asking me for like a, you know, a greatest hits or best of the channel. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to go through my top 5 favorite moments from the channel and explain them and talk about them a little bit. And I hopefully, you know, you guys will enjoy it. And a lot of these are from videos that not many people saw, that didn't get a lot of views, and so you probably have never seen these moments. It'd be really cool for some of you guys to see this stuff. And then the final thing I'm going to do is I am going to jump my Mustang, my 2011 California Special Mustang. People have asked me several times to jump this thing. It was funny, early on people were always like, jump the Mustang every time they saw it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it, that's crazy. But I finally did it. I actually did it like 2 weeks ago. I filmed it then because I had a friend with a 360 camera. She could help me out, and so I went ahead and got that done, got it out of the way, and it went fantastically. I can't wait to show you that footage. That's probably what's in the thumbnail. I'm not sure just yet, because I haven't like made a thumbnail yet, but that's probably what the thumbnail is going to be. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. And here's my track today, and there's the same Stampede I had, and that's where it started at. And you can see there's flags here and there. I don't know how well they show up on camera. There's little flags to outline it. And you know, I was standing right here on a ladder where I filmed that, and you can see the track. You can't even tell where it was anymore. It's still cleared out for the most part, but you know, I didn't come out here and keep the leaves and stuff off of it. You see that there's big limbs and stuff that fell down over it, and it was just really hard to upkeep, especially in the springtime, the summertime, because everything got so green, everything started growing up. So you can see here's a straightaway for the old track. There's my new track over there. That's how far back my property goes. It goes way back here, and we're still on the old track. You can see the flags and stuff still up. So I came back. I was trying to weave it through the trees and everything else. I didn't have the means or anything to cut all the stuff down and remove everything, so I didn't clear it out. This is about all that's left of the pile. I had a huge pile right here where I cleared it all out. You can see there's that track right there. There's my new track up there. You can see how far away I am. This is how far back my property goes. I'm at the very end of the property line. There's a little fence post right there, and that marks the end of my property. So you see it's pretty big. And yeah, the Stampede was my first off-road RC. This is not my first hobby grade RC. This is my first off-road RC. I used to be, you know, purely street RCs. That's all I had. Nitro street RCs. This is my first like real electric. My first hobby grade off-road RC, and I didn't know how I would like them, and that's why I got a Stampede. And the reason why it's pink is because I didn't know what color I was getting. Not that I care. I mean, I think it looks pretty cool in pink. It's a cool looking RC. I had no idea what color it was. I didn't really care what color it was. I didn't even know I had a choice. I'm like, you know, give me an inexpensive off-road monster truck. That's what I was looking for, and they gave me this thing. I took it home, and it was a blast. I loved it. But it wasn't too much longer until I got my 6S V1 E Revo. That was back when the brushes first came out. I think they had just came out when I bought mine. But let's go ahead and let's go get my first hobby grade RC and show you guys. Here's my very first hobby grade RC car. I think I've had this thing, I must have had it 20 years. If not, it's pretty close. It is a Yokomo GT4, ready to run. And back then, a ready to run RC like this, that was a big deal. 60 mile an hour out of the box, that was a very big deal. This is it's very unique for its time. So I think the Fortec came out after this one did, and it would run 60 miles an hour. But at the time, if you wanted a 60 mile an hour ready to run RC, this is what you had to use. And of course, it's a Mustang. Let's get this bad boy out of there. The smell of nitro. Man, not only is this my very first hobby grade RC, this is my very first body I ever painted. It's not the body that came on there. I swapped out the body. And yeah, this is my very first body I ever painted. So that's pretty cool. And you see I did not a great job. I didn't have Lexan scissors or anything else. I was kind of cutting it out, not very good. You see the front of it, it's kind of beat up. This is not the body I kept on it. After I saw it was getting beat up, I put a different Mustang body on there that I didn't care so much about. But you can see this got, come on. I never did trim the post or anything like that. But my very first body, and I refused to cut the hole in the side of it. You're supposed to cut a hole in the side for the exhaust to come out the side. I didn't want to cut a hole in the body, so I did not do that. So I'm sure it won't even turn over. The filter has like fallen apart, and so the last time I ran it, I didn't realize this would be the last time that I ran it. But what happened was I moved up to Atlanta, and I didn't have a place to run it anymore. And when I did that, I just didn't have a place to drive it. So yeah, you see it's belt driven. It's a fuel tank. It's got a pull start on it, 2-speed transmission. Man, I think it was pretty wild when I got it. Maybe I should get this thing back running again. And now about the YouTube channel. I was going to be a YouTuber at one point that had nothing to do with RC cars. I was a big fan of FPS Russia, and I had some great ideas for some videos that not really the same that he's doing, but similar enough to where if you like his content, you would like what I was coming with also. I bought a KSG. If you don't know what it is, Google it. It is fantastic. I love the thing. It's one of my favorites. And I got to use code words because YouTube would demonetize this video if I say the wrong things, and I don't want to do that. So anyways, I was going to make those kind of videos. What happened was YouTube started demonetizing all the channels. So if you were going to start up a channel like that, it was just going to be super hard, super expensive. There was just, it just was unsustainable, right? And just full props to the guys that are doing it now. They are just making a living doing it, and they are just doing it and found ways to make it grow. Man, it is a super hard thing to do. They are doing a fantastic job. That's probably more than what I was able to do, especially when I don't live in a place where I can make those kind of videos all the time, right? So anyways, I bought the cameras, I bought the equipment, I had video ideas, I had a series going to be called The KSG Does. Like the KSG does the dishes. So you can just imagine what it's going to be like. The KSG does science, where I was going to have like a volcano, a huge volcano that was full of baking soda with a big jar of like vinegar in the middle. You know, you mix the vinegar and the baking soda and it makes a volcano. And I was going to send around through that jar inside of it and make like a science experiment. You know, I don't know how cool that would have been, but it would have been interesting. And I was also going to do some other things that I've seen other people do. This is before they ever did it, right? Like the slow-mo guys, they have a video where they basically fire a 50 caliber round at their camera and they're using a mirror so they can get a shot of it right as it approaches the mirror, right? The camera. And I was going to do that. I was going to do that before they ever did it. And, you know, I'm not accusing them of stealing my idea. Basically, if you're going to take a picture like that, if you're going to get a shot like that, that's how you would do it. Because you're not going to fire a round at a $30,000 camera. You're going to do it at a mirror, right? But of course, once YouTube started demonetizing all those channels, I was just like, you know what? It probably isn't worth my time. I don't know that I can make it work. Especially since I was living up here in Atlanta. I wasn't down where I used to live at. And I was not able to, you know, do those kind of videos. So I just put all that stuff to the side. And a few years later, I bought my first Stampede, and I bought a Traxxas Aton. And the Aton is a drone, and you stick a GoPro on there. It's not a great camera drone, but me and a friend of mine, we got together, we would drive the Stampede, and I would film with the drone, and we would make a few videos, just goofing off. We didn't even post them on YouTube. If I can find them, if I can dig them up, I'll post them and let you guys see these horrible videos. But we made a few videos with it. We had a lot of fun, but I never did anything with it. I wasn't going to make a RC car YouTube channel or anything like that. But then the E Revo 2.0 came out, and I made a video of the E Revo. It's the first video on this channel. I made this video, and it's just the E Revo doing stunts and tricks and stuff like that. And I was so blown away by this thing, because at the time, I mean, brushless technology and lipos and RC cars, that's a new thing. That is a fairly recent, you know, technological advance in these RC cars. That's not something we always had. And so I was just completely blown away by this thing. And I made this video, I posted it online, and then I didn't think anything else about it. So then we had the E Revo start tearing itself apart. And everyone on the Facebook page was like, hey, the E Revo is tearing itself apart. We were complaining about the shocks coming apart and the push rods and everything else. So I made my video where I explained why I thought the E Revo was tearing its shocks apart. Posted on my YouTube channel, and I didn't check it for a few days. I come back and I have like 10,000 total views on these two videos. And I'm just like, wow, do people want to see YouTube videos by me? Can I make a YouTube channel? And so then I made Outsourced RC. I took those two videos, I privated them, and I moved them over to this channel right here. And that is when I started making the Outsourced RC channel, and that's how the channel got started. And if you're wondering why it's called Outsourced RC, it's because I used to do, I'm a graphic designer. I do a lot of stuff with graphics. I don't do it professionally, I just do it for fun. And in some games, you can design your characters, you can design your cars, your clothes, and stuff like that. And I would do that for people. I would design their clothes and their cars and stuff. Well, one day a person started saying that they designed the outfit that I designed, and I was mad about it. And so I got to figure out a way to brand these things so people aren't going around saying that. So I started putting outsourced on everything I made for people. So whenever someone's walking around with a cool looking shirt, you can look down and it'll say outsourced at the bottom, and you know that, hey, that person didn't make it, they outsourced it. You know, they got someone else to do it. And that's the joke behind the outsourced name. And so the idea, whenever I made this channel originally, I had kept it open to me creating things for RC cars, like my SMT10 body mount system. I was going to do stuff like that, make custom bodies and custom stuff, and I was going to make videos of it, and I was going to, you know, market all outsourced. And I may do that if this channel ever gets big enough to where I can do it for a living. I'll probably do stuff like that, and I may get into it a little bit, but it kind of, you know, got away from what it was originally intended to. But maybe one day I'll get back into that. But that's why it's called outsourced. That's how it's called, why it's called outsourced RC. And the logo up there, that little logo, what that is, basically the O and the S, if you were to take a stencil and throw it down and spray paint it in a very sloppy way, then pick the stencil up, that's what that is. That's why it's got the overspray on the sides of it. That's why it's at an angle. It's just a very quick throw it down, spray paint it, and go kind of custom kind of job. And now a little bit about me, because a lot of people have been asking to know more about me, so here we go. My name is Tom Logan. I was born March 13th, 1979. I just had a birthday. Thank you to everyone that wished me a happy birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I moved to Yatesville, Georgia when I was very, very young, and I was pretty much raised in Yatesville, Georgia. If you've never heard of the place, you can Google it. It's a small town, population of like 400 people. They don't have hardly anything there. Back when I was there, all they had was a post office, a fire department, and a convenience store. But since I left, they have really expanded. They now have 2 convenience stores. I ended up living, I ended up spending my teenage years in Barnesville, Thomaston, and Zebulon, Georgia. These are very small towns. They're so small that between the 3 of them, they have got 1 theater screen, and that's it. There's nothing to do in the area at all. I could not wait to get out of there and to move up to Atlanta, to where there was actually something, anything to do, and that's exactly what I did. My first car was a 1994 Mustang LX Laser Red. It was the dumbest financial decision I ever made, but the smartest life decision I ever made, because that taught me what it was like to have a car you could not afford. It taught me what it was like to have a car payment that was just crazy expensive, and it was all I could afford, because all I was doing was working at Pizza Hut. That was it, and that's all I could afford in my Pizza Hut paycheck, and that taught me so much. Very dumb decision, but I learned a lot from that. I do have a lot of hobbies. People ask me about my hobbies. I do play video games. I don't play as much as I used to. I used to be very serious in the gaming. I would play like 5 to 8 hours every single day, but now I don't play that often at all. I do maybe play 20 to 30 minutes a day, sometimes not even that much. I like to play, I did play Call of Duty up until recently. They really ran those new Call of Duties into the ground, so I'm not a big fan of those anymore. But I used to play Call of Duty a lot. I play Fortnite a little bit. I play Phantasy Star Online a good bit. I play Warframe, and I play a bunch of other just random games. Nothing too serious. I just kind of, you know, touch on them here and there, and that's about all I do with that. I also have some other hobbies. I like to do 3D modeling. I love 3D sculpting. I love sculpting in 3D. I love doing that kind of stuff. Graphics, that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I'm a huge fan of doing graphic design and 3D modeling and things like that. I also do a lot of 3D printing, and I like to put together the models I print out of 3D. I might even show you some a little bit later. I like doing that kind of stuff. I also have another hobby that I cannot talk about on YouTube because they would demonetize this video. It is, I talked about the KSG earlier. That's part of my hobby. I also have a Maxim 9. I love that thing. Google it if you don't know what it is. It is a fantastic little thing. It's probably my favorite. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about myself. So let's go ahead and get into my top 5 favorite moments of the Outsourced RC YouTube channel. So if it sounds like I'm trying to be quiet, it's because I am. My wife is sleeping. I don't want to wake her up. So I'm trying to keep my voice kind of low, you know. I don't want to be as excited as I normally am because I don't want to wake her up. She has to work tomorrow. Now we get to my top 5 favorite moments on my YouTube channel on Outsourced RC. And number 5, start off, that's 10. Number 5 is the X-Max going through the 1x4s. This is a video that I wanted to do for quite a while, and I really like Mythbusters videos. I like videos where people, you know, say, hey, what happens if you do this with this? And no one's really doing that kind of stuff with RC cars, not that I know of. And I mean, sure, there's plenty of people that are just tearing up X-Maxes, but no one's taking the X-Max and destroying stuff with it. And that's something that I have been doing. I've done several videos of it, and this is my very first video. And when I made this video, I was so worried that the X-Max was just gonna bounce off that first board. I did not think it was gonna go through them. It went through those first 5 like it was nothing. And I was just so amazed and excited by that moment. It was just so awesome to see it do that thing. I just, and ever since then, I've been throwing around tons of ideas. I made a couple of videos since then. I have got a ton of stuff that I'm going to destroy with the X-Max. I am not done with this at all. I've got plenty of stuff laying around that I am going to send the X-Max straight through it. But this is one of my favorite moments on the YouTube channel.
That was amazing! That was so cool! Look at this! Look at this!
Now, number four. Number four is actually my favorite shot. It is my favorite shot that I have filmed on my channel. I think it looks amazing. There's so much going into it. It's one of the first things I filmed with my E Revo. And if you look, watch it when it leaves the ramp. When it hits the ramp, it shakes the ramp and it looks cool. Look behind it, look underneath it. You can see this cloud of pollen. There's pollen on the ground and it leaves this really cool looking cloud whenever the E Revo plows through it. And it has these little curly things on the end. You see this with jets when they're like low to the ground. They'll have this I don't know what you call it, like a wake of wind behind it, and it will make these little curly things on their sides. And it's just this really special moment, I guess. And then it goes up through the air, it hits that limb, I lose control for a second, I regain it, and then it lands on its wheels. And when it lands, you can see the shock wave from the impact shake the camera. I didn't do that, that's all from the E Revo. The Revo hits the ground with so much force that it shakes the camera. I filmed it on my iPhone, and it has no kind of stabilization or anything like that. And so one thing I really like about that shake is that you can see the E Revo hit the ground and then the shock wave hit the camera, and it's just really cool. I think it's a really cool moment. It's one of my least viewed videos, but this is my favorite shot. Number 3 on my list is this opening shot I did with my Arma Felony. I repeated this same shot over and over and over, and I kept getting closer and closer to the camera. This is something I meant to do this. I meant to get that close. I didn't know I was going to get that close exactly, but this is exactly what I was trying to do. I pulled it off. It looks fantastic. And you can see right to the right of where the Felony is sitting at, you can see all the marks across the asphalt where I had tried this over and over and over. And I just, this right here just really shows like a bit of a skill. You know what I mean? I really appreciate tricks and stunts that are done on purpose. I love when people do things on purpose like this, and it's just, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of luck involved. I practiced this a lot. I got the hang of it, and I got this really cool shot, and I absolutely love it, and it is one of my favorite moments on the channel. Number 2 on the list is the kickflip I did with the Traxxas Haas. I saw that I could ollie this thing, and I used to be a skateboarder, and I'm like, you know what, let's see if we can kickflip this bad boy. And I tried it over and over, I practiced it, and I finally got it, and it was fantastic. Just watch the clip, you see how excited I am.
What? What? I just kickflipped an RC car. I just kickflipped the Haas. Did I ollie into a kickflip on that? Holy cow! What? What?
And finally, number 1, my favorite stunt trick moment of the channel is when I was doing the Driftomaniacs backflip challenge. And what's funny about this is I misunderstood the challenge. I thought that we were supposed to do a creative or cool backflip. I didn't know we were supposed to be doing the most backflips. And so the whole time I have got this trick envisioned in my head. And I told people about this trick. I told people what I was going to do, how I was going to flip it in the air with backflips. I was going to stop the wheels and let the intermediate axis theorem take control and start rotating it in the air. And then I was going to turn the front wheels, pull the throttle, pull it out of that spin, and land it going the opposite direction. I told people I was going to do this, and they looked at me like I was stupid. You ever say something to someone and they look at you and they don't believe you? They think you're full of crap, but they don't say anything, just being nice. That's how people were looking at me when I was saying this. But what proves that I was doing this on purpose, this is all intentional, is that I actually try it you know, I tried 3 times. I got it on my 3rd attempt. My 1st attempt was very close. And so this is something that I repeated. It's something that I got really close. Though the first time I did it, I hesitated when I was going through the air. I didn't get it into the corkscrew in time. But the second time that I really got a good try at it, I did it. I nailed it, and it was just, this is the trick I pull out whenever I want to show people what I do on my YouTube channel. This is the first video I go to. It is my favorite trick. It's my favorite thing I did. I really like this moment. It is just I just think it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. And the fact that I did it like intentionally, that's just, I mean, it just shows skill. And I just really appreciate that kind of stunt, you know? Well, what do you guys think of my top 5 favorite moments of the channel? Do you agree with me? Do you have a different moment that you really enjoy that was not in the list? Let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite moment of the channel? But let's go ahead and get into the grand finale. All right, guys, well, here we are, the grand finale, where I'm gonna take my Mustang and I'm gonna jump it with the E Revo. And yeah, people have been asking me for a long time. It seems like every time they see my Mustang, they're like, hey, you should jump the Mustang. You should jump the Mustang. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are thinking. I pay for this Mustang, but I figured, you know what? This is my 100th video, and I've been asked that so many times. I guess I will just go ahead and send this E Revo over this Mustang. And this is a California Special Mustang. This is a very rare Mustang, actually. It's hard to get your hands on. See the GT California Special. It is, it took me 3 years to find this car. And you know, I've had it for a while now. I really love this thing, but let's go ahead and send this E Revo over this thing. Oh yeah, and we're gonna use the 30 degree ramp too, so it's gonna go right over the top of this thing. I know what you guys are always saying. This is stupid. Why are you doing it? I do stupid things. I've always done stupid things, especially with Mustangs. Which, by the way, don't ever jump a Mustang. They don't fly well. They land really hard. I'm speaking from personal experience. Don't try it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this Mustang. I'm about to say, let's get this Mustang over this E Revo. We're not gonna take the Mustang over the E Revo. We're gonna take the E Revo over the Mustang. All right, here we go. That's not it.
That's not it.
Too nervous, I'm messing up.
Oh, you got this.
I came way closer to you than I.
That was really close.
I almost bought a camera.
Well, guys, you guys should donate some money.
Let's see.
All right, so here comes the car.
That's not exactly the shot that I wanted, but
I don't think you could have gotten much closer to my camera.
I wasn't trying to get close to your camera.
It's like, there he goes, over.
Wow, I almost hit your camera. I am so. If I would have hit it, I would have bought it. That is. That was so cool. That was so cool.
Cameras become your target.
Ready?
Ready.
All right, guys, you see that? That was amazing. That was so cool. I can't believe that I have done several practice jumps to see if I could even make it. I brought my trash can over here just to see if I could make it over the rear end of the Mustang and everything else. I was so nervous. I didn't get the exact shot I had in my head. I envisioned the E Revo just barely going over the top of the Mustang, but you see that I got dirt and stuff. I got to clean it now. But I had envisioned the E Revo just barely going over the Mustang, which it like originally was, you know, but I was just hitting that ramp so hard and hitting it just not flat out, but a lot faster than what I thought I was going to. I was so nervous about it hitting the Mustang. I was so worried, but you see it's all nice and good and pretty. It is, that was crazy. That was wild. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really hope you thought that was as cool as I did. I hope I got some cool shots. I hope you guys enjoyed the shots. A big shout out to my friend Helen. She actually was operating the 360 camera. You can check out her Facebook page and her Facebook site. I'll leave it down in the description below. It's Sunny House Studios, right?
Right.
Sunny House Studios, and she also do like horseback riding and farm stuff, and she's got all kind of neat things. So she has lots of cool photography over there. So I will leave a link in the description for her Facebook page. Go check her out if you're in the Georgia area. Consider you know hiring her to take your photos. She does some fantastic shots, some really good stuff. But anyways, that's all I got for you today, guys. My 100th video. I can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe to the channel so we can get 100 more out here. I hope you guys enjoy this video and you are enjoying my content as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. That's all I got for you today, guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys later.